In this video, we'll be learning how to use StoreFront360. Starting from our Shopify demo store, you'll see I've already configured a default slider. It consists of 4 slides. What we'll do in this tutorial is schedule a Christmas-themed carousel to automatically turn on and off for the time we set. It's assumed that you've already downloaded the StoreFront360 application. The first step is to add images. You'll see a list of the images we currently have set within the default slider. We'll then group the images within a carousel and schedule our carousel for display. The analytics portion can be visited on an ongoing basis to measure the clicks of your different carousels. Note that the Get Started tab for this tutorial, it's assumed you've already added the div tag to your store. We'll start by adding images. We'll click Choose File, navigate to the image we'd like to add, select the image we want to use and click Open. We must give the image a name. When ready, we click Upload Image. This should take only a few seconds. We'll now do the same steps for the other images we intend to add in our Christmas-themed carousel. After they upload, they'll be added to the list below. There are 2 things to note. First, it's important that all of the images are cropped to the dimensions of your slider before you upload. The second thing to remember is uploading the images to this page does not yet mean they are displaying anywhere on your site. The next step we'll be doing is grouping the images to a carousel for display. We'll click Create Carousel. You'll notice we already have a default carousel created. This is the one that we saw currently live on the test site. To create a new carousel, we'll give it a name, Christmas Slider, and we'll click Create Carousel to finish the configuration. The first step for a new carousel is configuring the display. We can edit the arrows, for example. We'll give the background a red color, and we'll set the overlay color to a green. We'll then save up the changes. Next, we'll start adding the slides we just uploaded. Click Add Slide and we'll be redirected to a list of slides we uploaded. We'll click the first slide to add and set where we want the slide to link. We'll save the slide by clicking Save Slide. And you'll see it displayed on the preview window. We'll repeat the steps for the additional slides. Note that StoreFront360 will automatically create a list of all the pages you can link a slide to on your site. And you can also link to a custom URL if you wish to link externally. Once you've added all the slides, it's important to check that it previews the way you'd like. Test the buttons and click Save to save out your changes. We'll now click Schedule Carousels. You'll notice 2 tabs. The first, Default Carousel, and the second, Campaign Scheduling. On the first tab, you'll see we already configured a slider for display. This is what will display when there aren't any other sliders scheduled. To set your own, you would just add a name, select the location for the slider to display, and select the slider itself before clicking Schedule. It would then show as active. For this tutorial, we will schedule the Christmas theme slider to schedule for display. We'll add a name, Christmas Special. We'll select the location for the slider to display, and we'll select the intended carousel for display. The next step will be to determine the time in which the slider will be active. We'll say it will start today at 7:30. And we'll say it will run until Tuesday at 10 o'clock. We'll then click Schedule, and you'll notice the slider is pending. That's because the time we've set it to run, or the schedule, has not yet started. Once the time has elapsed, you'll see the slider has changed to active. If we visit the test store and refresh the page for the first time since the slider schedule has changed, the new slider will automatically display. Back on the Schedule tab, once the time interval has ended, the system will automatically revert back to whatever slider you've set as the default. And there you have it. You should now be familiar with all of StoreFront360's current functionalities.